Could you hear me? Let me just tweak the settings. Mic should be fine. Okay, so today I'm thinking about making a Star Wars character or the ninja character I was working on from the last stream. So if you guys are in the comments, could you suggest me what should I do? Like, is it a Star Wars character or the ninja character? I'll let you decide. Also, I don't have any specific like Star Wars characters in mind, so I'll try. So Star Wars character or or ninja character, I guess. Ninja. Hello, welcome. So I'm currently deciding on which character to make today. Um, since everybody on the other stream is doing Star Wars characters, so because of the May 4th event, which is planned to be happening on May the 4th. So, oh, Star Wars, please. Okay. Okay. What type of character should I make? By the way, outside. Okay, do the Shinobi. Shinobi Star Wars, I guess. So, the one thing I made in outside of the stream was the Trooper helmet. So I would like to show you that first. So if I open the file, Trooper. We got mix. We got mix of both reactions. So so we have the Star Wars Stormtrooper helmet with the first order version, and this was entirely like done in ZBrush, and there it's explained in Japanese. I'll link that to you. ZBrush extra tips. So in this Twitter account, you can see there is a guide on how to make the trooper helmets, but it's in Japanese, but you can do the automatic translations. And currently I'm thinking about making some Star Wars character in 2 or 3 hours. So let me just like go into the Google's like image search and let me think about a character from scratch. Well, not from scratch, like it's gonna be a fan art, but who should I make? Any suggestions, comments? Star Wars Ninja, yes. That's gonna be really hard for 2 hours, yeah. Something fluid dynamics and cloth. Fluid dynamics. Well, in ZBrush you don't have fluid dynamics, but yeah, you have cloth. I guess nobody made Ray. AT-AT. Didn't Ara make AT-AT? Yeah, and this is the reason why I started early, because like I'm gonna do some kind of like research on other people's stuff as well. And let's see here. Yeah, you can check this stream if you want. And Ara was making 8080. He did a really good like rough design in 2 hours. Yeah. I can't do hard surface in 2 hours, mate. Like it's pretty hard to do. I can try. If you guys are fine with that, like I can try. Or I can make the trap. It's a trap guy. What do you call this? This guy. Not as Starfall. This guy. I can do this. Oh. I need to switch the captures. Windows capture. Yes. Not this page. This. Yes, this one. So I can do this. Or I can try a hard surface in 2 hours. It's only going to be a rough one, but I still vote Ninja. Well, like we can do a Ninja next stream, but yeah, because it's the only opportunity to do Star Wars right now. So let's see. Any other vehicles that we didn't make? I think Paul made a TIE Fighter. Ara is making AT-AT. Nobody's making C-3PO or R2-D2. That's a problem. Nobody's making R2-D2? No? I do remember Joseph making BB-8 in his personal project. Nobody's making R2-D2? Poor guy. Okay, how about R2-D2? What do you think? No? Let me just collect some images. I'm gonna open up PureRef and chuck all the references in. You can imagine from the big fan base you have, like you have, it's not really hard to collect references. Okay, so I'll let's look at the stream calendar. Google Calendar. How much time do I have actually? So I'm gonna need to finish before the other person's stream 30 minutes ahead. Oh, Oscar is starting 12, so well, 12 on my time. So we do have 6 hours or so. So okay. Okay, it's gonna be 3 hours or 4 hour stream to actually get this done, I guess. Okay, let's start. We don't have time. So, I'm gonna load up an image so I can have some kind of a little rough estimation of what I'm making. So let me just save this to image, export, save as, no, 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 no. So let me load image. Yeah, sometimes I need to make something that I'm not really like familiar with to challenge myself. Like, yeah, I really, like, it's really easy to make a anime character, but compared to like R2, I don't really make hard surfaces. So let me just do some challenge. So okay, I'm gonna start with a sphere 3D and rotate this first without perspective. And in the sphere 3D, you have this thing where you can adjust where the clipping happens. And this is basically the base of the mesh. And I'm gonna add the cylinder and make it controllable like this. And we have the bottom portion. I'm gonna add, so we're gonna replicate this bottom portion here. So I'm gonna add a insert edge loop, and then I'm gonna flip the mask and make this slightly smaller. Oh, I've noticed it's a square kind of thing, so it's not really this. This is fine, but I need it separate. Is it square? Is it like semi-round? In the front, it looks like a cylinder, but like, Okay, I'll add a square first. So I'm gonna duplicate, change this to polycube. Polycube is fine. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just remove a couple of edge loops, and then I'm just gonna scale this back and forth like this, so it has that kind of a roundness to it. And because it's tapered, I'm gonna adjust this slightly so it's tapered around. Like this. So when making the hard surface, it's really important to actually get this like rough shapes first before you actually go into the details and get the nitty-gritty and stuff like that. But currently this is not like going straight. Like you can see it's going straight. So I'm gonna adjust this slightly so it's going straight like this, and there's a cut inside. I'm gonna currently ignore that for a second, and then I'm gonna start making the other parts. So for the legs, so I would think there's a shaft on the for the legs. Tapper other access Z. So I'm gonna use the cylinder to get the basic position. So I'm gonna remove the poly counts for a second. Switch to gizmo. Well, hurts my eyes. Why? Why? Am I sure something? No, it's working fine. And let's see. I think there's a slight vertical. Yeah, something like this. Okay, I'll need this on the opposite side as well. Oh, I don't have the custom UIs. Okay, so this is easy for me. Oh, I didn't know the square was like slightly shaped like this. Well, let's just go to the legs itself, and this is tapered as well, so let's go and make the tapered shape of the cube. I'm just gonna make the polycube like this and use the polycube to be tapered. So you need the even cuts like this, and you use the taper. So if you go to the Gizmo 3D, you're gonna have multiple like deformers, and if you use the taper, it's gonna generate something like this. But if you remove the exponent, it's gonna do something like this. You can do the opposite as well. Like you can do some like roundness. You can go the opposite side, but currently you don't need any exponents at 0. And then just looking at the scale, it's not really accurate. So I'm gonna squish it down like this. And just place it like this. So because R2 is like tilted slightly on the back, I'm gonna do that as well. Let me think. Should I? I can work on the local dynamic settings, so I can do the symmetry even in the tilted pose. That's fine. Okay, well, let me think about that later first. So I'm gonna just focus on the shapes. So I'm gonna do the cylinder again, not this one, cylinder, and add them as the rollers. Like this. And also you can see there's a same kind of like a cylinder that's covering the sides. So I'm just going to use the same cylinder like this so I can cover that portion. But looking at the image, there's a slight gap between the corners. So something like this will be fine. And then I'm just going to cut the bottom like, oh, not this one, like this. And then I'm going to apply to the opposite side as well. So flip. Am I using the local setting? No. Wait a second. Okay, there we go. I'm going to combine them afterwards, but you get the general shape. Also, you have a slight cut on the middle. So I'm going to add oh, I get it. I get it now. I was working on the sides. I was getting confused with the rotation. So, let's go back. Okay, so I'm just need to rotate this 90 degrees and done. Fixed. So I'm just gonna need to add this kind of shape, and this all needs to be pushed. Oh, there's another cut here. So I'm gonna push this slightly. It's a straight, it's not like following the normals of the surface. So I'm gonna do this and then push. And these parts here needs to be, oh, don't need to select that. I'm gonna just temporarily do this and make this portion completely flat. Like this. Okay. Also, I do think, I wonder about the opposite side. Is it the same? I assume it's the same. I don't think there's onto the back. Let's go. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, it's kind of the same, but it depends on the design. What? Oh, it's the same. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna select this portion and do the same thing. yeah, sometimes you have asymmetrical like shapes, which is really a headache. And also there's a tapering here, so I'm gonna flip this and taper it like this. Wait, is there any masking? Okay, I'm gonna need to make a inset like this. Inset standard, and then remove the edge loops. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the angle part is done. What? You have small squares here? Yeah, well, I'm not gonna like focus on the details right now. Okay, I've got the general shape done, and I assume the basic shapes. Oh wait, is the side of the leg different? Oh, it is different. Oh. So I can use this as a base. I'm gonna use this as a base. I'm gonna duplicate. Well, I'm gonna. Should I combine it now? No, I'm gonna make a folder. I'm gonna make a folder. Leg. I do come from London. Yeah, I lived in London for 5 years when I was a kid. So I'm going to use the folder duplicate and then use the. Wait, this was front. Oh. Somehow the cylinder is currently looking differently. So I'm going to locate this here. And I don't know what these things are, so I'm going to think about that later on. And then I'm going to need to duplicate this onto the other side as well, but I'm going to flip this first. Do I sound British? Well, my American friends definitely told me that I don't sound British. No, like American. I mean, the sizes are slightly different and bigger, so I'm gonna disable the dynamic of the local, and then gonna use this. And gonna make it slightly lying on the floor. Yep, it's on the floor. By the way, I lived in East Finchley for a while, so London, East Finchley. I don't know why, but there was a couple of like Japanese living there already. So. There was a couple of like Japanese restaurants and stuff when I was living there. Now it's not really hard to find any like Japanese restaurants. Well, mainly operated by Chinese people. But back in the day, like it was really hard to find a genuine one. So I'm gonna assume there will be some kind of like a joint like this. That would connect the leg and the leg parts. And I'm gonna do the flip to the opposite side. So mirror. Yeah, okay. Then I'm gonna get this one on the opposite side, and then I'm gonna use the same cylinder, so I can just duplicate, then locate it here. Interesting. And were you ever interested to do ZBrush seminars here, for example, Maxon Takeover and sculpting in general, also in teaching schools? No, currently I'm living in Japan, so I'm doing more activities related to Japanese markets. But yeah, I do think there will be a couple of like opportunities that we can do some events in London. And I've heard we are going to do some events in the UK. So what I'm doing now is just extruding. So if you have the mask like this, and then if you control and drag, it's gonna, instead of duplicating, it's gonna do an extrude, and then it's gonna cover this kind of like shape. And then I just need to trim this bottom part so it matches like this, so it's flat. And I'm gonna do the extrude again like this with control, and then make the shaft of the legs. And this right now looks really odd for R2, so I'm gonna adjust this slightly and adjust the thickness as well. If you're making something like this, you should have multiple references instead of like working on one image, by the way. I do have a couple of other references, but it's on the same angle. It's not good. It's better to have different angles. And also, like, he has cables. I didn't notice that. Wait. Okay, so I'm gonna need to work on the cables as well for this one. I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna rotate this. There should be a center point like this. Wait a minute. There should be a center point, but this should be a shaft going on as well. Let's see. If I'm just going to do that like in a rough way, only like considering like only the 2 hours or 3 hours, I can do it really roughly and just like follow the shapes. But like I'm gonna try to make it realistic as possible. Like if I'm considering someone else is taking over after the project or something. So I'm gonna add this part here, which would be this. It's basically having a bit of a roundness to it. I'm gonna add the roundness like so. And looks like there's a cut inside. And there is this blue thing that's going straight down. So I'm currently gonna ignore that for a second and then just work on this portion here. And there's also another portion where I'm currently ignoring, which is this like cylindrical, like elongated shape. Also, there's okay. I'm just gonna move the legs for ease of posing. I'm gonna move this slightly on the back, maybe slightly inwards, like so. And there's no gap between the two, and there's a cylindrical shape here. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, snapshot. So I'm gonna move this slightly on the bottom, like so. Nope, like this. And then I'm gonna make these like semi cylindrical shape. Jim Bentley said there's going to be a complete rewrite of Star Wars and track. What's your opinion on those? Really? I didn't know that. No. Honestly, I'm a casual viewer of Star Wars. Like my parents grown up to that thing, and then I had a really old like recording, basically a laser disc. I had a huge laser disc in my house, and my parents asked me to watch it when I was a kid. So, and then I grown up with the prequel series. So, like for me, Star Wars is a casual kind of like a movie to watch, and not really. I'm not a die-hard fan, I should say. So my opinion doesn't matter, to be honest. I know some people go crazy with their love for Star Wars, but like for me it's more casual. I win. Nah, 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 I'm joking. Like it's not gonna be really great for like 2 or 3 hours. Like it's gonna be like looking rough, but yeah, you get the shape and that kind of stuff. yeah, so I just wanted to like showcase how you would start if you want to start doing some hard surfaces. So just that. I need to scale this down slightly so there's no like real like elongated longness on the vertical. Currently it's not looking good. Yeah, something like this should be better. Yeah, me too. Like I'm not really a professional in hard surface compared to like Paul, like and like Joseph and Lamar. they were really good at those stuff. Like especially Paul is like really proficient with like hard surface. He's the master. I'm nowhere near. So. I'm just a casual anime fanboy, you know. Okay, so we have the basic shape looking like this so far. Ah, yeah, Pavlovich is really good. And Aura is a beast. Different kind of beast. Like, he's really good. Okay, so I'm just gonna reuse this because I'm a lazy boy. I just need to, like, copy this and let's see. Oh no, I just need to have the one with the under history, this one. So I'm gonna move this slightly. Well, I'm just gonna set it to the home, so I'm definitely sure that that's centered and not local sim. Oh, selected the wrong one. Okay, so I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees. Oh, why did I choose? So I need a shape before I extrude it, and then go to the center and rotate it. Okay, so here it is. Center it down, bring it down, rotate 90 degrees. Here we go. And this is connecting the body and the leg. And it's something like this. And it's what's the new feature of 2023.1 has become your favorite so far that you can't live without? Live without. For me, it's like dynamic symmetry. It's really handy. Like currently I'm working, so it doesn't like it like so it's easy for me to actually do. But like if I wanted, I can just like tilt this backwards, tilt the character backwards, and then pose everything, and then get the symmetry still intact. So what? Prince Harry uses ZBrush? What? Could you link me a source? I didn't know that. What? That would be awesome. So yeah, like if I even tilt the model backwards or like rotate it in a slightly different angle than the world axis, you can still use the symmetry if I wanted to, but sometimes it's gonna be tricky going back and forth. So currently I'm not gonna do that for now, but you can. I don't believe Kurosawa uses ZBrush. Yeah, I think so. It would be cool if it's the case, but yeah, I don't think so. So there is another like a cylinder and a rectangle here, and there's another rectangle and a cylinder here. I'm gonna make one so I can duplicate and then just place it all around. So I'm just gonna make a cylinder like this and locate it so I can see where it is. Like this. Make it a bit longer. It's the same size, right? So I just need to keep that in mind. I used to have an R2-D2 Lego model that I built. And I don't remember where it went. Let's see. Let's inset poly flat border, flat inner. No. It's gonna be flat poly group. Yeah, this one. And I'm gonna do the same for the other side. So I have the same size. And I'm gonna just select all these. Select all these and then Q mesh. And then I'm gonna have it's a rectangle, but it's like slightly cut. So I'm gonna add the cube like this. Also, to make sure it's aligned in the center, you can use the geometry, no, soft tool, align, and use the center vertical, and then you're gonna have the center completely in the middle. And this one is slightly like vertical shaped like this, and it's slightly round like this, and it's I'm gonna just flip it to the opposite side. Have this and this. And then I'm gonna just click on this center and then flip this to the z-axis. So I'm going to use the mirror and weld. Mirror and weld z, and here it is. So I have this shape done. I'm just going to merge it to a single subtool. So I'm just going to be easy to just like copy and paste instead of like actually having it in a like separate folder and like copying it all the time. It's going to be tedious. Okay, let's start by positioning the body in a angle. Like this. I wonder how much degrees would it be good? 15? I think 15 is fine. And then moving the entire thing forwards like this. And then tilting this backwards. The craftsmanship, dedication, and fortitude of modeling this, the amount of time it takes so far would probably be reduced to seconds within a year if they push AI implementations into ZBrush. ZBrush, nah. Like people hype up like AIs too much, I guess, recently. But like for example, I do have a odd kind of like a world vision where it's more like it's like people like to hype everything recently. Like the new things comes out, everybody hypes it out, and then there's a lot of like fraud and scam going on, and then they get like discouraged, and then disappears in the ether. And then another thing comes up. Everybody's hypes it out to like to the high heavens, and then it doesn't fruition. And that's been kind of the recent like um, activities I've been seeing related to like AIs, crypto, 3D prints. And like if you look at the 3D print like world right now, it's pretty like optimistic right now. Like it's it's getting there. Oh, by the way, it's just my opinion, by the way. But yeah, there is a couple of good things that comes out from AIs in general, but like sometimes it's overhyped as hell. Also, some of the things are not like completely AI as well. It is just an algorithm. Also, let's just move this to more front position, and let's see. It is placed on the center. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm going to just flip it to the opposite side like this. And because it's the same size, I'm going to go back and then duplicate. So I'm only having this one. And it's placed like this, I assume. And then the opposite side as well. So I'm going to do this. So I started from 530 and now it's 620 and I have a basic shape of R2D2. So next I'm going to add this kind of shape. I'm going to use, let's see, I can use this spotlight feature so I can make something hard surface. I think there was some hard surface stuff here. I think I can use this. So I bring this down and then press the camera icon. So I have this, and then I'm just gonna reshape it the shape I want. And currently it's really dense, so I'm gonna reduce it down to 1K with keep groups. DLPs? What? What's a DLP? Conventional PLA. Data loss protection? Oh, you mean the DLP method of 3D printing? Oh. Yeah, DLP or SLA. There's a huge difference between the two, but like if it works, it works. To be honest. Just curious, wouldn't it be worthwhile to download any already made model and work on the modifications after the fact? Depends on the use case. Like for example, if you're using it for your personal stuff, it kind of makes sense you can do that. But like if you're working on a project and then you don't want any like liabilities or like you don't want to have any like risk of getting sued, you have to start from scratch and then work the way through there. I'm gonna use the z-axis to the so it's on the symmetry, and then I'm just gonna use the I'm gonna use this. I'm just gonna center this slightly, so it's gonna be here, and then do the ZBrush. Okay, so oh yeah, I forgot the symmetry. Okay, it's currently symmetry. So if you have a shape like this, and if it has a symmetrical aspect to it, you can select the axis with the symmetry, active symmetry, and then you can use the ZBrush. So sometimes if you have a mesh that's not getting the result of like symmetry, and then it's like messing up the surface, you can do this as well. I'm gonna flip this. Walls, shelf breaking thing. Maybe not how to do it. Just curious, wouldn't it be just an LCD projection based? LP uses the projector instead of LCD monitors, hence much higher resolution. Honestly, I don't really care about the methods. Like if it's like generating something good, then it's good. Like I know there's a lot of like different methods, and like there's a lot of like printers like saying this printer is the best printer and stuff like that. Like as an artist, like I just want to focus on the art side and not the printing aspect. Like I'm kind of like surprised when people talk about 3D printers, like their beloved 3D printers in the 3D printing community. Like you don't really have a community of like for example the 2D printers, like for example Canon, Epson, Brother, and stuff like that. But like you have people very like dedicated to a specific 3D printing brand. For me, it's weird. Yep, R2D2. Yeah, so if your specific like thing that you're making does need a specific kind of like a pre-built shape, then yeah, like you can go ahead and like download from like Thingiverse and get that stuff done. Like for example, I can show you one thing. So in the last Japanese stream I did, so you have a helmet like this. This is basically for airsoft helmets, but you have a attachment that goes like this, right? And you can take this off. Basically, you have this attachment here, and because this attachment has a specific shape and like a format, I went to Thingiverse and then downloaded that specific like dovetail shape. And on the last stream I did for Japanese audiences, I've made a custom like mask that you can attach with that dovetail. So this is the same kind of like shape. It's slightly different, but it fits. So you can make this kind of like stuff, and then you can, what you can do is like you can attach this like this, and then use this as a mask. So there's a couple of like fun ways to use like 3D printers and the pre-built like Thingiverse models. And like for example, this model right here didn't really need a higher resolution because like it's a rough shape and it's huge. Like you're gonna sand it down anyways, so it didn't really matter about the surface quality. So you can do something like this. And somebody basically made these kind of like pre-built shapes that you can use, so you can just focus on the mask. Also, like higher resolution doesn't mean that's like always perfect. Oh, I should use the stager. So I'm gonna use the gizmo to position, save the current stage as home. You can do the opposite as well, but like, well, I'm gonna use this as the and then go to the center. Oh, oh. So I'm gonna position this. Oh, where did it go? There it is. So I'm going to target position this as the stage and the target, so I can swap between the two. So what I want to do is I want to slightly change the shape. So it's going to look like this, and then it's going to be looking like clip curve like this, if it's working. Yep, something like this, but somehow it's getting lost. No, it's not symmetrical. Let's see. I can start from scratch. Let's see. It's taking a bit of time to actually do something. So I'm just gonna make a triangle shape. So I'm gonna start from a cube. Polycube. And then are you thinking about printing the mold? For this one, no, I'm not really thinking about like making it for anything. Like it's just for the sake of making R2D2. If this turns out great, and if I want to print it, I can actually do it. But for now, like I'm not really thinking about making this as a 3D print model. Oh, it should be this, and then elongated, and then scale down. So I'm gonna rotate this slightly so it matches, and then pull and scale. But it doesn't need 2-axis scaling, so this. Something like this, and let's see if it fits. So I'm gonna use the stager. Well, no, I'm not gonna use the stager. I'm not gonna bother. So I'm gonna use the 50-degree angle, and then position this slightly. Like this. Yep, something like this. And I'm gonna just use the polygroup so it's just looking even. And I don't really need this spot. Like, I can hide it, I can close it. But let's see. I can scale it down so it doesn't bother me. No, let's just delete it. I'm gonna delete this. Select, delete, and then extrude. Like this, and I'm just gonna squish this down so it's flat. Yep, there we go. And I'm gonna do for the opposite side as well, so mirror and weld. And let's see. So I see there is a huge like cavity in here. So I think I'm gonna separate the legs. So for example, I'm gonna separate this portion, split, hidden, and then I'm just gonna close this area. Like this. If you use the planar angle option, it's gonna like just plainly, like straightly. I'm just gonna pull the angle like this. So for this case, it's perpendicular angle. Okay, it's done for the opposite side as well, and sometimes this is probably the best bit. Yeah, it's fun. And I'm gonna do the inset. It depends on your approach, but like I think I prefer to have inset, not the edge loops. Inset, polygroup all, equidistant. I think it's equidistant. And because I have the custom size limit, no, the equidistant snap set to a low number, I can just go high. I can remove this afterwards. Yeah, I guess something like this. And then a bit more like this. Let me see. Oh, it's more on the inside. So something like this. So delete hidden and no, let me think about this for a second. I think I can just push it to the inside without deleting. So I'm gonna just do that. And adjust it slightly. Going to push it more to the inside because there's a lot of things inside, it seems. And I'm just going to mask this area. I'm just going to use this, mask the area, scale this slightly. So it's like this. And better to remove or wait, maybe add a point here. So I'm gonna slice. So I'm gonna slice mesh point. Oh no, slice mesh point, and then yeah. So yeah, and then remove. Delete the edge, and then remove the crease. This is non-symmetrical, so I'm gonna just do this and then flip it to the opposite. Okay. So because doing this will make your mesh cleaner when doing so, especially after the crease polygroups. So it's better to have it clean. Oh, take care. Yeah, get some rest. I'm gonna slide this entire edge loop slightly like this. What should I do? I think masking this portion and slightly moving it. Like so. I didn't think there was a part, so I'm gonna. Yeah, let's just move this like this. And then I'm gonna add another insert, and then I'm gonna push this inside. The Q mesh, poly loop inside. Like this. And let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do the internals now with. Don't think the entire thing needs to be done, so it's polygroup all. But let's just adjust this slightly. So we have this and this. And because we, like, if we look at the image of R2, like, we have this, like, front panel everywhere. So there's a couple of approaches when doing this. You can actually go ahead and do some, like, adjustments onto the surface with, like, pushing and pulling. But the easy way would be to do live booleans in this case, but it's not clean. So yeah, there's multiple approaches. So currently I'm thinking about a grid method. So what I would usually do would be to just, like, it depends on your actual, like, use case, but at the end, if it's resulting in a good, like 3D printable model, for me it's good. But like if it's an animation model, it's different approach. If it's a printing model, it's different. So there's a lot of ways to approach this. So I'm gonna do the way that's not, that doesn't take too much time, but not a messy way to do, is to, like, get the divisions and stuff like that corrected, and then do the grid method. So the grid method I usually do is just making a grid like this, so it's pretty even surface, and then putting the details there, basically. So first of all, you assign a rough shape of polygroups like this. Also, another way to approach this would be to use some kind of like a mesh fusion. You can also do that. You can use IMMs to just like roughly position it and then get it to like manually retopologize if you want. So there's another. It's kind of symmetrical in a way. I think this is much more easier. So I'm gonna cheat. And then just work on the asymmetric portions. This part is pretty much symmetric, but slightly asymmetric. Oh, this two portions connected. Okay, then I'm gonna just do this, cover this portion, and then connect. And let's see. So there's asymmetric portions here. And there is a portion here. And there's groups like this. And then you have the entire thing over here. Something like this. Wait, that's aligned. So fix this. So this portion here is aligned as well. It's 5 rows. Okay, so I'm gonna isolate these, assign an automatic group, and let's see, I'm gonna add a inset like this, same width. And then because it's the same polygroup, I'm just gonna push this down, polygroup all like this. And there's 2 big windows here. Something like this. And then add an inset. Push this down. Show. I can add an inset like this and do the same thing. And this part is cylindrical. Oh, something going. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna expand the visibility and then assign a polygroup and then shrink. So I have a different set of polygroups, and then I'm gonna move this portion because like it was missing the other parts. should be fine now. And then I'm gonna make this portion round because it has some smoothing going on. Oh, let me isolate the two first. I'm gonna assign a different polygroups. Smooth. Something like this, so it's a bit round. And I'm gonna add some vents. This. Rotate it, and then because it needs to be on a round surface, it needs to be slightly bent. You can use the bend arc to do this, so I'm going to use bend arc. Like this, and then I'm gonna copy along the corners like this, and array mesh and y amount. Want to have it so it's here, so I'm gonna add z amount, and then I'm gonna add multiple copies like this. Sorry. Yeah, something like this. So make mesh. Oh, it's subdivided, so okay, now it's an actual mesh. And so I'm just gonna add some like slots over here. just going to do the same, but this time I'm just gonna I'm being lazy, so I'm just gonna do this equidistant copies. Yep, something like this. And the same kind of like slots here, vertically bent. Also, there's a cylindrical fan over here. Well, let's think about that later on. Gonna add the cubes. How are we doing for so far? 7 o'clock. So I think I started around 5:30. 7 o'clock in Japanese time, by the way. So 7 o'clock is 1 hour and a half. So I only have close to 30 minutes, the limit of the stream. Something like this, I guess. You can also push in using the Z-modeler method, but like for example, I can just do this as well if you want. Okay, let's just focus on the top portion. So we currently don't have like the eyes for him, cameras. So currently what we can do is you can push out like this and then like have the entire thing connected to the surface, but you can also use control key and then get this over as a separate shape as well. And then you can split this and then you can connect it back to the surface. And I think this is a bit easier to manage. Do this. Now let's see. There's a cylindrical shape here, so I can make this cylindrical. Let's see. I can remove the edge loop, move the edge loop slightly upwards. split. And then add something like this, and I also can crease. Wait, I don't need crease over here. Something like this. I guess the eyes are bigger. Weird. So I'm gonna add a bit more size to the eyes. Something like this, yeah. And then having a bit more space. I just need to move this around so it's not conflicting. Yeah, something like this. I'm just roughly assigning colors now. So there's a camera in the front side, yes. Something like this, I guess. And then I can remove the center. And then delete hidden and add thickness. And then add a lens or some kind of sphere to it. Not delete, duplicate. And sphere. Oh, did I select the polysphere? Yeah. So the setting is still there. I just need the opposite side. $50. Crease by angles, I guess. Yeah. And there's a like a casing around the cameras, so I'm gonna slightly make that. And for this casing, I think we can use a cylinder. We can use a cylinder and then use the taper to actually get the shapes. So scale bigger and then taper like this, and with a bit of a where is it? Oh, this one, yeah. Oh, there is no, oh, okay. So the reason why it's not bending is it doesn't have enough sides. So I'm gonna add the sides slightly like this. I guess 4. And then using the gizmo size and then taper. Scale it down, I guess. and I'm not really happy with taper amount. Yeah, something like this. Also, you have the centerpiece of the red as well. I'm gonna add the primitives cylinder and just select the. I'm just gonna add some random shape by using onions. Like this, and just gonna duplicate this. How long is it? I don't know. This size. Duplicate it, and then gonna have the cables running into the sockets over here as well. I'm gonna make the same thing looking like a socket. And then connecting between the two. So I'm gonna inset flat, same thing, and then I'm gonna connect these two positions here, and I'm gonna first delete the polygroup, polyball, delete, same here, and I'm gonna connect the bridge two holes, and the top goes in and the bottom goes out. Here. So I'm gonna quick save first. Select the edge. And now I have basically two cables, but maybe too long, I guess. Something like this. And I'm gonna do it for the opposite side as well, so I'm gonna just mirror and weld. I think this is some kind of like a battery pack or something, so I'm gonna add that kind of like a detail over here. Hey, morning. And there's some kind of like a bump over here. Delete. Hue mesh. I guess it's not bad for a 2-hour sculpt, right? It's pretty quick. I think I should add some kind of like a lens over here as well. So I'm gonna and this should be it is showing some kind of like a blue or some kind of light, so I'm gonna assume it's a blue kind of like white color kind of light. Also some details here over here as well. A bit more thicker, I guess. Yep. Maybe I should polygroup my normals, I guess. Polygroup my normals. There we go. And make this part black. I'm gonna end my stream pretty close around here. If you have any questions, it's your chance to ask them. Sorry. There is some details over here as well. Why did I paint this blue? Oh, it's blue. Yeah. It's a extrude, I guess? Extrude. I think it has some fall off. Right? Um, Let me just focus on the front side and then just add thickness. Delete. I just need to delete these. Delete. Extrude. Clean angles. And move. Oh, slide would be better. Slide. And extrude, I guess. This way. Okay, I'm gonna add thickness. Let's say thickness. Something like this, maybe a bit more green. Okay, I'm gonna end my stream here. It's been fun. 2 hours. So just 2 hours getting some rough shapes. I think we can call it R2D2. Yeah, it's better if we can just focus on the face, make the exact look, but I think 2 hours is fine. No problem. So let me just save this just in case. Save. ZBrush. Hey, from Australia. Welcome, welcome. I've just done a rough, really rough shape of R2D2. So I started from scratch, and I wonder if we can look at the. No, it's not gonna be. It's only a single subtool. So I started from a basic real shape like this. So I just started from a cylinder and a sphere, and then I moved up the step to actually get it up to the point where I can call it R2D2. There's a lot of stuff missing, but yeah, for a 2 hour stream, I think it's not bad. So I'm gonna end my stream here. Hope you had fun. May the 4th be with you. And for the May the 4th, we have a special thread for ZBrush. ZBrush Central. So if you go to ZBrush Central, you're gonna have this page, and then if you go to this, you're gonna have the entire page listing other people's work for let me scale this first. So if you go to ZBrush Central, you're gonna have this page where it's showing other people's ZBrush Star Wars artworks. So you can see Paul's TIE Fighter in process. And you have Ian's lightsaber as well. And the helmet. And other people's fan art as well. So take a look. Have fun. And I hope you had fun watching the stream. Thank you, everyone. Bye.